After absorbing as much information as possible, I decided in late May that nomad living was right for me. I purchased a 2021 Toyota Tacoma that now serves as my full-time home. I still have a full-time job, and therefore my travels are restricted to the Pacific Northwest. This is my journey. Welcome to Pacific Northwest Truck Living. Welcome back to the channel. So today, we went scouting for some new camping spots. Winter camping, it's a thing. So we're up here back in the Idaho Panhandle National Forest, on the opposite side of I-90 from where we've typically been going, checking out some new locations and stuff. And I found a really great spot, but it is absolutely not campable right now. But I'll give you a look. Look at this. So this is the spot right here. And look at this. This is going to be absolutely amazing when the weather gets a little bit nicer. But just to kind of show you what we're dealing with here. Big holes where other people have walked down here at some point. There's been fires in here. But this is where the snow's at right now. Right? So all the way up to my knee. So bet you can't guess what happens when you try driving in snow that deep. That's what happens. So we are absolutely stuck up here. I've made the attempts at digging. I've tried getting sticks under the tires. And all the good stuff, that you typically want to try to do to get out of a mess like this. No success. So pretty much what happens, right? So here's the road. That's the road coming in. Okay. So it's been driven by several rigs at this point. So getting here and getting out's not going to be a problem. But it's when I pulled in, saw everything, was like, okay, not really campable right now. And turned off the drivable path to basically start working on trying to turn around to go back into town. So when all this happened. But good news. I've came across a website that is run by a community group of recovery volunteers. I'm actually in touch with somebody who's going to drive out here, get me unstuck, hopefully. Get me unstuck and get us back into, being mobile again. So that's where we're at right now. I'll update this once he arrives and everything gets done. All right, so to give a little insight as to why we were out trudging around on the snow and getting stuck and things like that, I'd ended up getting a little bit sick, ended up having full body aches, and ended up having a fever, which then carried into sore throat, congestion, and all those wonderful things that are associated with COVID. Went and had a test done, and it did turn up positive. So we've been in isolation now for about a week. Got a couple more nights left on my isolation. I bounced around to a couple different spots. The mountains are pretty much off limits at this point. I mean, there's, you know, heavy snow up towards the tops. The roads aren't maintained, and, you know, it just is what it is. So we've just been kind of bouncing and pinging around, and as of this point, I'm actually parked in my mother's driveway. Got an extension cable running into the back, so we've got unlimited power for, you know, whatever we want to do out here. So we've actually got the electric heater running right now as opposed to the gas heater, and it's, you know, maintaining temperatures fairly well. But I also got a new toy today that I want to give a try and share with you guys. So it's something I've been thinking about getting, and finally decide, you know, with all the time that I've spent in the truck this week, you know, not in work and basically just laying here on my ass, you know, all day and all night, because, you know, can't hang out at Starbucks or anything like that. I mean, I've literally been in the back of my truck for a week straight now. So I thought, you know, been back here eating, you know, cold cut sandwiches and crackers and, you know, whatever else I can, you know, put together comfortably in the back of my truck without having to pull out a stove and, you know, sit on the tailgate exposed to the elements, because it's just been pretty damn cold lately. We went ahead and got a small low wattage rice cooker, and we're basically going to use the rice cooker to really not do much more than heat up soups, and maybe we'll get into some other stuff with it, you know, down the road. But, you know, for now, we're just it's gonna be a soup warmer. So I'll show you the cooker. And pardon the mess in the truck. I'm literally got everything kind of jam-packed back here right now. So that's it. It's a Dash brand 2-cup rice cooker. It's quite literally just a big enough pot to hold a can of soup. So it's going to be the perfect size for me. So I'm going to go ahead and get the soup can opened up, hopefully without spilling it all over the bed. I'm doing this one-handed. Yummy, look at that. Doesn't that look good? So, in case you're wondering what soup's on the menu for tonight, Campbell's Chunky Baked Potato with cheddar and bacon bits. This stuff is actually super, super good. So, pretty much all we're going to do is take the can, pour it into the pot. Trash away. Clean the lip. Put the lid on. Find the plug. Plug it into the battery. We got power. So pretty much at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and crank her on. Let's see what we're doing power-wise here. So we've got it turned on. Shut the heater off for now, just so we can see, because it advertises that when it's turned on, it'll run at about 200, you know, roughly 200 watts. But as you can see, actual power use, it's just a hair under 170 watts. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. So heat back on. So we're just going to let that go. According to what I read, this thing has about a 20-minute cook cycle. I should get that soup nice and toasty warm, and then we'll crack it open and see how it goes. Check in with you later. Alright, so we've been hanging out here next to the rice cooker, heating up soup. Just kind of waiting for things to finish, and I was just kind of watching it, and it rolled over into a pretty decent boil, actually. So I went ahead and shut it off so you can see. Here's the cooker. Pull this off, you can see, look at that. That pot actually gets pretty hot. So now what we're going to go ahead and do, just going to go ahead and take the lid back off. Just put it off to the side for a while, let it cool off. Take some oyster crackers and add them to the soup. Hopefully without making a mess. Oyster cracker in the soup. Go ahead and give it a good little stir. You know, look at that too. It's this might be a really easy cleanup too. It's like, you know, fairly non-stick. Just as long as I don't ruin it with my spoon, but let's give it a taste, see what we think. This might be a little challenging trying to eat this in the back of the truck, but let's see. Oh, got hot. Scott's back. Hello! Very hot though. Very hot. Wow, it works really well. Sorry for the weird camera positioning. I don't have my tripod with me. So, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this out and have my dinner. Certainly hope you enjoyed this video. Again, I'm doing fine. You know, I'm pretty well over it at this point. Just going through the rest of the isolation period, and maybe next week we can get back to normal life. On a side note though, winters in the Pacific Northwest living in a truck, not super pleasant, is what it is. I mean, you know, you saw it. We went to go look for a isolation spot, got stuck. That spot's gonna be beautiful in the fall time though. Fall, summer, and spring, that's going to be probably going to be my go-to for short trips if we can get it. I would imagine that's probably going to be a pretty popular spot with the locals, so we'll probably have to fight, you know, once in a while to get up there, but I can assure you we will be doing a video of that location once it's accessible. But, you know, even, you know, those other spots that I've been up into, you know, in the Idaho Panhandle, they're all absolutely just non-accessible right now. So it's either flatlands or urban for the winter. So makes for some rotten content, I know, and I'm sorry, but anyway, I'm gonna eat. Thank you again for watching. Hope you enjoy the video. Goodbye.